Hi again, welcome to another video. I'm finally back on the mowers. So the mower you see in front here is a Honda HRX 537. Been muddy on the front, the whole mower's a bit muddy to be honest. We were using this until I think it was about mid-season. I know we did use it this year some of the time anyway, and it was smoking real bad. So I was pouring oil in, and within a week I had to pour more oil in. It was smoking bad. You could sort of taste the fumes sort of thing. So I stopped using it. Laura started using another mower. I think it was this season I stopped using it. Time flies so quick. It might have been 2019. Can't quite remember. Anyway, it's got a bad smoking issue. So my job today is, if you remember back, or if you don't, look back through my videos, and I did a crankshaft change on a Honda GCV190 engine, and that engine is going to go on this mower. So what I've got to basically do for a start is strip down the engine, because I need all the auxiliary bits off of this one to go on to the other one, and then take this off and then swap them over and then build the other engine back up. I think everything else was okay on this. The blade brake, clutch all worked okay, it ran okay. I don't think I'll initially bother cleaning the carb because I think it'll be okay. It has been stored most of the time in the dry, has been out the last few weeks, so it needs a good wash, you can see, but the drive and everything was good. Everything was sort of good on it apart from the smoking engine. So yeah, I'm going to start stripping it down, and then I'll probably put the other engine bits on in the vise probably. I'll probably start to try and build that up before I put it back on, and because I can do it. I haven't got really a decent bench to work on. I've got a workmate, but I need one of them proper motorbike lift type things, and maybe in a month or so I can get one of them. Been quite an expensive time at the moment, but anyway, I want to get on with this because yeah, this won't be to sell this mower. It'll be Laura's backup mower. We've got a good one of these, and this will be the backup one. So I want to get this done. It'll get that engine, which in the other shed, on where it should be, and yeah, I can clean it up, pack it away, ready for the season whenever it starts, March, April, whenever, depending on weather. So yeah, before I go on anymore, I might as well get cracking and get the bits off it. So I'll put you on the tripod and you can watch along. So for a start, I'll be using my trusty little impact, and I'll get the recoil off. We'll have to get a box soon to put the bits in, but I'll just pile them next to me at the moment. And a little pot for all the nuts and bolts and bits and pieces. I think I'd probably put washers on there at some point. Must have done that for a reason. So it doesn't take long to get all the tanking out. There is some petrol in that, and I don't want that leaking, so I've got to be pretty careful taking it off. I'll just get some pliers. A little drip coming out will be okay, but I don't want. I was doing something the other day and it really went wrong. The shed stunk of fuel. There was a very small amount. I'll put that aside at the moment. Can't quite 100% remember what is needed for the other engine, but I think it was basically quite bare. But I think I might have put coil back on it, I can't remember. Yeah, where do I go now? I'll take the exhaust guard off. Broke anyway, that exhaust guard. They commonly break, these do, and rattle about. So really, to be honest, that guard is scrap, because I'm not going to bother repairing it, because I've got loads of other ones. If you look there, see it's broke there, that one's nearly broke as well. So yeah, that will be scrapped. I won't bother with that. Probably shouldn't do this, but as a scrap engine, I'll see if the exhaust studs come out. They could. I think it will come loose. I'll just have to get the socket on that. I hope you're in shot okay, but it's just basically a quick tear down really. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that on at the moment, because I did think I might be able to fix this or do something else with it, so I don't want to ring that off. I think, if I remember rightly, I did put an exhaust on the other one. If I didn't, I can sort that out later. Let me turn this round and we'll get all the carb off, because I don't need that on. And actually, I think what I might do, I might get the other engine in here so I can fit the bits directly onto that straight away. So yeah, I think I'll do that. So I now have got the other engine out of the shed next door, and yeah, I do need the exhaust. I might have one around, but I might just take it off and just try and loosen that tight stud. Try to show you how I do that, hopefully without a fail. I usually get them off. So yeah, this is the carb now. It's just a few bolts. They're the two main carb bolts. I'll put them to one side, take that off. There's a pipe that goes on there. It goes onto there. As I'm using this for myself, I'm not worried about cleaning it down and everything. It's not that I'm going to sell it cosmetically. It's got to look brilliant. I just want the mower up and running, give it a good clean, and I'll just, yeah, get on with it and use it like that. Time is a bit of an issue at the moment. I need to get quite a lot done, so we'll try and rip this down as quick as we can. Find a screwdriver. Off. It's worked out, so I only have to really take them off, the governor springs. So just remember that that's at the top. They're different size holes anyway. The one for the small spring is a lot smaller. Just pop that out there if I can. I'm having to get gripped. It's trying to fight me a bit. Try and sort of keep all that together best I can. Oh, there's another one on the bottom. There's a bit of fuel leaking out the fuel line. Quite a lot. It's out of the carb, I think, now. Oh well. We'll have to mop it up. But that's off now. The carb is. I'll just put that on this workmate here a minute, just so it can sit there. Hopefully it doesn't leak too much fuel. We've got that underneath. That's like the block that goes on there. I think there is a gasket on there, isn't there? Can I save that? Yep, I can save that. So I'll just give them a bit of a wipe down clean. And that spring is in the top hole, the biggest hole. There's two holes on there, and that is in the biggest hole. So yeah, I can forget about that mower at the moment, and start to put the carb and everything back on the other one. So just let me organise and I'll be back with you. The other one's right, I better get that one back on. Because this sort of plate bit here, it's all the accelerator throttle springs and everything, so the whole lot is there, including the fuel pipe behind it as well. So I'll just put that on loosely at the moment. And yeah, should be okay for that at the moment. I think I'll probably tighten that up anyway a little bit. I'm not sure if I've got gasket paper, that's the thing, but I'll put the top little spring in. Use a clip, use the plier things this time. There we go. So that's all function as it should be. That's all okay. So it's a wire for the stop. I don't know whether you can see that very well there, right at the top where I'm working. It's a wire for the stop, just to go onto the coil. We have got that one down the bottom to put in. I said that went on the big hole, didn't I? So what I'll do is put it in like so. Like that. I don't have to think about that later then. So yeah, we've sort of got that, getting that on really. Might as well take that I just put a label on there to make sure. I think the engine mixed up with another one after I repaired it. Says that. I'm going to go see if I've got some gasket paper. If I have, I can make a gasket and then I can crack on. Only other thing I could do is just see if another old engine has got one on it, but I'll have a look. Yeah, I was lucky to find a gasket. I undid a shed next door and it was right in front of me, so I got a gasket. So get it like that, get that bit the other side like that, and then you won't be able to see it. I won't be able to show you brilliantly, but behind the engine, actually I'll see if I can turn you around so you can see me better. For this you are very close to the engine, so I hope this is going to work so you can see what I've got to do. The idea is to make your life easier is to try and get the three, where are we? Really close, I'm sorry, the three gaskets in together. I'm trying to work around the camera here. Which it is tight. I'll have to just take that one out for a minute. What I'll do, temporary, just leave that in there so I can get the other one through as well. No, this isn't ideal, but I'm trying my best to show you. It keeps slipping in that vice, which is really irritating. I'm going to wedge up with a brush a bit. I forgot which way that goes in now. I don't know how well you can see that, but I did try my best. Now this is when the tricky bit comes. I've done it loads of times, but still, it's a pain. Make sure you got a gasket between the carb and the back of that, which currently I haven't. But I've got one there. Could even use a new one, but I doubt I'll bother at the minute. And make sure that's the right way, because you've got that little hole there. So now I've got to try and keep that back bit in place while I try and fit this in, because I don't want that to drop them the back gaskets. Same with that side. If you sort of just push the carb towards the engine a bit, can sort of do it. So yeah, that's in there. So I've got a gasket already stuck on that, so that one stayed on. Okay, make sure the old hole's right there. Then this goes on. So one of the little inserts, which you can just see there, is already on that one. So it goes that way around. Just check everything's been done in there. So what I want to try and do now is to take them out. Oh yeah, I'm just checking the choke one. Sometimes you have to do the choke one. Obviously, I put it all on as one sort of lot. If you do it separately, you have to remember to put that choke one, and it goes onto the back, like so. So yeah, my aim is now is to try and hold that carb back. I need to know, yep, that's right there. So then, don't slip out. Then put the studs in the air filter housing. All the way through. get them started. If you're going to use an impact, be careful until you know you've probably got them started. But that's right there. And there is that breather pipe behind, which if you just get some, you won't be able to see that when we're doing that, but you'll be able to see from the top here, as the recoil housing and all that isn't on, it's easy to get to it. And there we have it. We can go up tight with them. I'm going to go up tight with them with the socket rather than the impact. Should have a bar really, but I'll probably just get away with it. I can double check it after. I should put a new filter in it anyway, but that's all working. It's all nice and free. Just always make sure that isn't stuck, because I have got them so they get wedged in behind something before, so they're stuck. So when you start it'll either struggle to start or rev like you've never heard anything rev before. Yeah, so basically that is the engine more or less back together, bar the exhaust, the cowling and the recoil, which I can do near the end anyway. So my plan is now to go back to the mower and actually remove the engine off of that mower. So I'll put you back in position for that, and then yeah, we'll move on. So now we've got the mower tipped on its side, I've got to start undoing things from underneath. First thing to come off is the blade, which I've got the big impact here to get them off. And bolts, I think they're 14. Usually 14, but for some, yeah, they are 14. It was just muck around it. And then I'll take the blade brake off, or I may do that at the end. I think the engine comes out with that still on, so I might go that way instead. Just get a little bit better light for you. So yeah, and then there is a certain amount of, like, because this mower has got a built-in mulching system, this moves along to there to block it up. There's a bolt somewhere around there, if I remember. I haven't done one of these for a little while, which is always hard to get out. You can get around, you can fit the new engine without taking it off, but it does make it a bit harder. I have to probably land up taking the spring of the tension spring of the drive off, which isn't a massive problem, but it still would be easier the other way. But I'll recap myself as I'm going along anyway. So let's just get these off for a start and get this blade off, which that one's off. I have took the spark plug cap off as well, just in case there was any lingering petrol in there that may make it start. So that's common practice working on lawnmowers, just to remove the plug cap when you start working on them. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that one yet, but I think they're all 12s around there, so I'm tempted to use a big impact for that, less strain on it than, if I can find this guy, there it is, it was the last one I went to. So I'm not sure whether every single one has to come out, but I'll take them out. Actually, I should be able to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can see where the little bumps are. See, there's like a little bump there. So I'll take them ones out first. Always be a little bit careful, because they can get stuck in the engine. They can like ring off, but as this engine might not be repaired, it doesn't matter on this one. So yeah, still got to come out a bit more. I'll take the bottom ones off for a start. The only problem is the engine's starting to fall away the other side. So we'll just get them out if I can. That one's out. That one's out. I said about that, I'm going to take that off now. For the reason being, the belt's all behind and I've got to take the belt off. I could have took it off the drive end, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to take it off this end. It'll just make things easier. So try and get this off in one sort of, in the system it goes, because there's like a little plate and that underneath, like a little spring bit and that. So try and get that off and keep it together how it comes off. It'll just make your life easier later on. There is another piece there which has just come off that piece, so then lay that in as well. There is some springs that you have to release. I don't actually think them. The bits I think that hold the spring are on the base of bolted on the base of the engine, and I don't think they're on the other one, so I'm going to need them. The best way to take that off yet. Might be a screwdriver, but that's better. Yep, that's off. So that bit's coming off, but that's coming off with the pulley that holds the belt to the drive. So I'll try and get it off separately if we possibly can. Yeah, that's off. The cable's still connected to that bit, but it's only like a little ball on there. It just clips out like that. So I come off that way. So I'll put that on top of the whole system. I will have to get the cable out there. Just one of them squeezy things where you're just squeezing. I will have to release that at the top when I put the other one back on. But we're doing all right actually. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that does have to come off actually. I thought I did have to before. I think the problem I had before was because I was probably trying to take it off with the clutch on, and then I had to, by doing that, I had to release it at the back, and then the spring was hard to get on, so I needed to take that off to try and get the spring on. I managed to do it in the end without that, but it was difficult. So yeah, I think this is the best way to do it. That is going to be a little bit of an issue getting off. That's not too bad at all. So it's been sitting a little while because that's stuck in there. So just make sure you remember what way that goes on. That bit goes into the top of there's actually what the bearing runs on. So I actually believe we've nearly got that off. It was easier than I remembered. I probably ain't done one for a couple of years, so you do forget. There goes the engine. I hope it's not leaking oil. That's the one thing I hate. But I'll just move it out of the way a sec, and then I'll be back with you to show you the engine off. So there you go. That should be all off now. There we go. Lovely. So I'll just put that to the side a minute. I will just get out some of the old grass and all that's got stuck in there. I won't do like I said, it's for ourselves. I won't do a super duper job because I just want to get this done so it's ready. But yeah, it's just mucky old grass in there. So yeah, I'll give that a little bit of a clean out, and then we'll drop the other engine on. And I don't think this is going to take very long at all. Yeah, I must have done what I must have done before was that blade brake. Trying to save time, it didn't in the end. I don't think I took that off before. So what I landed up doing, and I will show you when the mower's on its side again, is there's a spring that tensions the drive, and I took that off to allow me to get the belt off the other end, so the whole lot could slide out as one on the engine. But by doing this, I haven't had to interfere with any of this bit, that bit there, which turns locks the chute off to make it a mulcher. So this is definitely the best way. I've probably done it this way before, but last time definitely took it off with the blade brake on it. So this was definitely the best way. So yeah, just crack on, give that a little bit of a clean up with and then we drop the other engine on.